Hola. Let's learn some past tense vocabulary that will help us write sentences in the past. El pasado. Well, the past tense we're using is el pretérito, the simple past. I've written some examples. Yo hablé, I spoke. Tú comiste, you ate. Él vivió, he lived. Nosotros compramos, we bought. Ellos cocinaron, they cooked. Now we need to make sentences, so we have to put these into context of when these events took place. So there are some vocabulary words that are going to help us. The first one, of course, is this one. Ayer. Ayer significa yesterday. Yo hablé ayer, I spoke yesterday. Now that is important, especially with the AR and IR verbs in the nosotros form, where both of them are written the same in the present and the past. Nosotros compramos, out of context, could be interpreted as we buy. But if I add the word ayer, nosotros compramos un libro ayer, we bought a book yesterday. This word ayer is going to put the whole phrase into context and let me know that that verb is in the past. Well, what other verbs, what other vocabulary words can help us? How about this one? Anoche. Anoche significa last night. Tú comiste anoche. You ate last night. Right? Yo hablé ayer. I spoke yesterday. Tú comiste anoche. You ate last night. How about another form? Él vivió. Let's just say he lived. Él vivió en Toronto when el año pasado, last year. Or in other words, he lived in Toronto the year past. In English you would say last year. Él vivió en Toronto el año pasado, the year past. Now we can change that as well. We can say el mes pasado, he lived in Toronto last month. Él vivió en Toronto el viernes pasado, he lived in Toronto last Friday. Well, it's maybe not the best example, but you get the idea. El año pasado, last year. El mes pasado, last month. El viernes pasado, last Friday. Talking about days which are always masculine. Now, if we want to talk about last week, week is feminine. So we could say, nosotros compramos la semana pasada. Nosotros compramos una pizza la semana pasada. We bought a pizza the week past. La semana pasada. Pasada, here feminine, because it's la and semana. Here, año pasado, all ending in o, it's masculine. La semana pasada, last week. Nosotros compramos una pizza la semana pasada. We bought a pizza last week. Again, putting compramos into context of being in the past. Now, another useful way of talking about the past is when we use the word ago. Ellos cocinaron, they cooked. We could say 5 minutes ago, 5 hours ago, 5 days ago, 5 weeks ago, 5 years ago. Well, how they do that in Spanish is they use the verb hacer, or to do, with a time limit. So we could say hace 2 minutos. Ellos cocinaron hace 2 minutos. They cooked 2 minutes ago. Or we could say hace 3 horas. That would be 3 hours ago. We could talk about 3 days. Hace 3 días. We could talk about 3 months. Hace 3 meses. We could talk about 5 years ago. We could say, ellos cocinaron hace 5 años. 5 years ago. Now you have some vocabulary to help you write sentences in the past. Ayer, yesterday. Anoche, last night. El año pasado, last year. El mes pasado, el viernes pasado. La semana pasada, last week. And the term hace with a time period, which is equivalent to the English ago. Hace 2 minutos, hace 3 días, hace 2 semanas, hace 5 años. These words will help put into context your sentences in the pretérito past.